Now, it's actually very rare for me to actually review something that is current on our market, which this is. It's a Zanussi Aquacycle1300 tiny compact washing machine, because next to me we've got a full-size one, and you can see how much higher the full-size one is. To put this into perspective, this is 67 centimeters tall, 50 centimeters wide, and has a depth of just over 50 centimeters. And the overall price, well, you've got a choice of two compact washing machines on our market, this or the Candy, and the Candy is way more expensive. Okay, so maybe I told a little lie there. It was more expensive to get the Candy. This went down to as low as around £339, but on today's market, the new model, still incidentally called the ZWC1301, but I'll explain in a little bit what the difference is now £469, which is about the same as the Candy. Yeah, and the build quality is no different. In fact, the programming itself is not that much different. And actually, in terms between this and the older ZWC1300, which there was already a review of, there's not much difference between that either. Or shall I say, there's not much difference in terms of the actual programs, or the options, or the buttons, or the door, or the detergent drawer, or the fact that this machine has been out as this design for nearly 20 years, and this particular model itself has been out for nearly 10. In fact, this was actually built in 2012, so that's how old this machine is already, and yet today it still looks fairly modern and fairly, well, new, doesn't it? And of course it does. Anyway, we're going to take a look, I'm going to take a look at the programs, and I'm going to just show you the slight difference between this older model and the newer model. So both of these come with an A energy rating, and you can tell by that when it goes into washing how little water it actually uses, even with a tiny drum like it has. But anyway, we have 15 programs to choose from. We have Cotton 90, 60 Eco, which has now been replaced with 60 Eco. It's still 60 Eco here, but you have a little icon for the standard logo. This is obviously because this was before 2014. Anything post 2014 will now have that standard logo on. Cotton 60 normal, so this will actually heat to 60 degrees, whereas the Eco won't. 40 degree Eco, which heats to lower than 40 degrees, but is a longer wash. And then normal Cotton 30, which should be about around an hour and a half. So then you have synthetics 40 and 30, delicates at 40 for your delicate garments. And then we've got hand wash 30, but if you have the latest model, you'll have a mix 20 cycle instead. Then we have, so if you've got the mix 20 cycle, that actually allows you to wash both mixed cottons and synthetics up to a half load, which is obviously 1.5 kilo at 20 degrees. It still runs a synthetics wash. It's slightly longer than the normal synthetics wash, just done at 20 degrees, or shall we just say cold. It doesn't actually really heat at all. Then we've got wool 40 and cold for your woolen fabrics. And then we have Mini 30, which is a 30-minute wash program that will allow you to wash a half load of mixed fabrics that are lightly soiled in just 30 minutes. And then we have additional rinses and spin. It'll do rinses and a slow spin, so after it's done you will have to put it on a fast spin to actually get excess water out if you're rinsing, say, cottons or something. Drain, and then a spin only program which can be adjusted here to slow it down. If you select 700 or under, it will actually do a short delicate spin. If you select 900 or 1300, it will do a long cotton fast spin. If you select no spin, it will just do drain only. So they could have actually just tuck the drain only bit away and put it with the spin, and then you obviously would just have to select that and put that in the manual, but no, nobody's like decided to just leave it. Even today they still left it. Not a wise choice, in my opinion. As I think, especially the modern one that's now out, the Mix 20, because you've now not got any hand wash cycle, you could have had both. You could have had Mix 20 and the hand wash cycle, but never mind. Right, so we'll go back over here. So we're going to just talk about this for a moment as well. We've got spin selector, you've got 1300, 900, 700, 500, no spin and rinse hold. But synthetics down here runs at 900 RPM, but do not set it to 900 RPM. You see, this is just a variable spin dial, so this is actually maximum spin, and then you've obviously got minimum spin when it's at 500. On the synthetics, it runs from 900 all the way down to around, well, about 500 still, probably about 450. So the delicate and the mini 30 run at 700 RPM, but don't set 700 RPM, otherwise you'll get roughly about 550 RPM. So you still need to set it there for 700 RPM. Right, go back to 90 again. We got these options. They haven't changed from the previous generation ZWC. So all of these can be just re-explained again. Anyway, so we'll just start over here. We've got a delay start of 8 hours, 4 hours, or 2 hours before the washing commences. Now, if you select that, then press start, the LED will follow around until it gets to washing. Then it'll do the wash. Then, when the machine's finished, end all light. On the doors lock, the door light will light up down here. We've also got extra rinse, which will adjust the intermittent spins to a slower spin and add 2 rinses on the cottons and 1 to synthetics. Pre-wash, which I'll explain in a minute where the detergent goes for this. The pre-wash will do a 25-minute pre-wash before the main wash, which is actually quite good for pre-treating stains as well as getting rid of dirt, because it's quite a long, lengthy pre-wash down at 30 degrees. It's quite good actually, considering that other pre-washes on other manufacturers tend to only last 10 minutes, and for me that's a bit of a waste of time, even if it is just getting rid of dirt. Right, then we got the time option over here. We have 2 settings. We have quick and we have daily. Daily will take off around 10 to 15 minutes and is ideally for using to wash light and normal soil laundry. This is basically your laundry that you wear for 24 hours, like your t-shirts, your jeans, your underwear and stuff like so. That even have a few lighter stains on, you can still use this program. So if you've got a few light stains like a baked bean sauce, you could still wash it on daily and it should still come out fine. Oh, just to mention, daily is only available on the cottons normal cycle, so it's 90, 60 and 30, as well as synthetics 40 and 30. Whereas quick is available on 90, cotton 60, cotton 30, synthetics 40 and 30, as well as delicates. But quick on these programs will delete a rinse, so normally does 3 rinses. Push quick, it will only do 2 rinses. It will do a much shorter main wash as well, and will generally take off around 40 minutes to an hour. Delicate 40 drops to around 40 minutes. Haven't really tested it out though, so not too sure about that. But on the 60 it does drop to around 75 minutes for the wash, the whole cycle. It's recommended if you're the larger actual full-size machines, it recommends no more than half when using quick. So half in a 3 kilo will be 1.5 kilo. However, they actually do put 2 kilo. Though they also state that you can wash more, though washing result will deteriorate. But it is really only made for washing lighter soiled loads. Though you could use the quick with a smaller load, as this still doesn't have an automatic half load feature, which is what it's kind of desperate for. I know that having 3 kilos, you're hardly ever going to wash a half load anyway because of how small the drum is. But for those times that there are, I mean, look at Candy. Candy's compact washing machine, which I've not had the privilege to have yet at all, but apparently that still has a kg mode on it, which means that the cotton cycle on that senses up to 4 different load settings. It's a little bit behind in that sense. So I'm going to show you the detergent compartment in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you inside here. So inside the drum we have a 3 kilogram load. It actually goes back quite far back. It's actually as deep as a normal drum on any normal washing machine because of how big the cabinet is. So despite its size, it is actually a 27 litre drum. Still rated at 3 kilo. Zanussi could just turn around and up it to 4 if they wanted to, and in today's standards that would be completely fine. I mean, Candy's 3 kilogram drum was always smaller than this, and yet they now claim 4. But anyway, while we're here, we're just going to load up with some pillowcases. Now, there's another thing as well. There is no filter on this machine to empty. At least not by you, the general public. However, if you are an engineer, there is a sump underneath that will collect coins, but it does require an engineer to open up the bottom of the machine to take it off to get those coins out. And just to also be aware, it's quite a common problem on these Zanussis, where it will start leaking, and it's actually because the sump hose actually sits on the base of the machine / on the floor and can rub over time, wearing it out and wearing through a hole. Just something to know. But you can get replacement sump hoses, and it is a quick and easy job to do. Right, so we're going to wash a king size bedspread right here. So that means a king size duvet, 4 pillowcases, and a king size fitted sheet. Now, in any normal washing machine, this would be like the actual machine would actually sense less than half a load. But in that was pretty full. But even so, that's taking it. So if you're a single person who's got a king size bed, I wouldn't worry too much about fitting your bedding in. You can. Right, another thing as well. If you select the pre-wash option, like I mentioned earlier, if you're going to put detergent in, you put it in the drum at the back first, then put your washing on top. Because I'll show you why. Right, so when we open up the detergent drawer, we only get 2 compartments. This is for your fabric softener, and this compartment is for your actual wash detergent. So we've got some powder there. There's about 70 mils there. But as you can see, it kind of sort of sits in nicely there. The max compartment is about 150 mil. Right, so let's program this up. So we're going to select cotton 60. We're going to make sure it's at max spin. We're going to put it on daily. Then we're just going to hit start. So, washing. Door light comes up there to say that it's locked. And then we wash. So, the machine uses quite a small amount of water, obviously. But these misses are still fairly deep considering. Right, so we're all done. Look, that's quite bold. Hold up. That's not. Maybe on the slightly stronger side of powder, but not bad. They're all quite creased, but that could be because, of course, how much I loaded up. The one thing that you will get with this machine is how well it spins. Now, it's a 1300 RPM spin machine, and it actually truly kind of does spin at 1300 or around 1250, true, and it does actually get really dry results. So, out of the two between the Candy and the Zanussi will spin better than the Candy all day long. There's no doubt about it. Build quality wise, this hasn't really changed much. The only thing that tends to sort of go on these is like everything else, it's the dampers. But they're cheap to replace and keep going. And generally speaking, these are quite sturdy, solid, reliable machines. It's very rare, but it has happened. You do occasionally get a bearing failure, but other than that, they're actually, yeah. So what am I going to give this little thing out of 10? Right, well, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. For one reason, there still doesn't appear to be a load sensor, and the Candy does offer way more programs and flexibility than this does. Oh no, take it back actually. This does actually. In fact, they're pretty par. So the Candy has a load sensor, whereas this doesn't. But that also being said, I'd still rate this better than the Candy. So out of the two, I'd recommend this more than the Candy for the compact washing machine title, effectively. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more reviews if you enjoyed stuff like this. I hope this has also helped to understand your new machine, or if you've bought one second hand, there you go. This is how it operates, this is how it all works, and this is how you should really, what each of the programs does. There's a link below if you want to go and buy one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.